Welcome to another episode of Basic Tools in Photoshop. Today's tool is blending options, and it's a pretty cool tool. As you can see right now, the text has an inner shadow, which makes it look like it's being cut out. So let's get started. First things first, let's select the layer. It can be any layer, image, text. In our case, we're going to select the text layer because we want to change the text, and right click on it and press blending options. Now, once you select the blending options, there's multiple styles. We have currently selected the inner shadows, so let's deselect it and try each one. Bevel Emboss gives a 3D effect, so if you press Bevel Emboss, you can see slightly 3D. And we can also change it by pressing contours and lower the range, makes it more 3D. We can also give it a texture, so currently we have this rocky texture. We could increase the depth or lessen it. We can also make it scale, so closer or further, and we can also change the pattern. So bubbly, this will it's alright, and we'll scale and look like a bubbly effect. And now let's deselect bevel emboss because we don't want that. And now let's select stroke. This gives a dark outline, or it doesn't have to be dark, it can be any color, but an outline around the image or text in our case. And we can also change the size. This gives a comic-y effect, or kind of like a cartoonish effect. Yeah, and as you can see here, now we can select inner shadow as you saw before. It shows the shadow, and you can change distance to make it further or farther or closer apart from the text. Just some effects you can play around with, size and stuff. There's also inner glow, which we can't do currently. Hang on, we have to change it to black because it gives an inner glow. White is not a very good color for it, so let's change it to black. And I'll show you what it does. So, lighting options, inner glow. And it's exactly the same as stroke pretty much, but it's for the inside of the text or the image. You could mess around with these a bit, like for inner shadow plus the inner glow gives a lighting effect, like it's right now lighting from bottom right to up. So yeah, there's also satin, which we have to change back to white text, and we'll just edit it. It would give it a burn, kind of like a burn in the middle, like such, because we change distance. It could change the size as well. And now we can also select color overlay, which is just covering with just one color. So I don't, you can do that from here, but you could do it on the blending options as well. Gradient overlay just gives it a gradient. As you can see, black to white. We could change the gradient to this color, golden, yellow, rainbow, as it did on my background. And yep, so we can disable that and inner shadows. We can also do pattern overlay, which just does a straight up pattern on the text, and we can change the scale. And now we could also change the outer glow, which it's more effective if it's black. I've been changing the color a lot actually, but yeah, let's do this. Okay, now outer glow, it gives it like it's pretty much like a inner glow, but outer, obviously, and it's it's actually better than stroke, because stroke is just straight up, but this one has blurrish, kind of like a halo effect, angel, halo effect. Gotta add noise to it to make it really pixely. Excuse me. And we also got drop shadow, which once again, let's just change it in color overlay, white, and we'll just give it a drop shadow. And now if we disable these, drop shadow will give it a pop-up effect like such. Could also make it further distance. It's not that effective on a grey background, but you can see it's kind of popped up. change the spread of it, size. Oh, that's better. Change the distance, and yeah, I've uploaded an image of a awesome face, so we could mess around with it with our blending options that we learned today. So first things first, let's select the face. So currently you use your quick selection tool. I like the magic wand because you can only select one object at a time, and it's not that effective with the quick selection. You can select multiple colors. So we're slowly just coloring over the side. Now we've got the whole thing. Okay, in the top, and now make it into a new layer. So press Ctrl J. Now you can see it's with its separate layer, and we can just mess around with this with our blending options that we just learned. And we try bevel emboss. We can make it pop up a little. Not particularly good of effect, but yeah. We could also give it a drop shadow, so it looks like it's 3D. So we'll just move the angle probably a bit more, and yeah, spread. Or if you don't want that, we could always try using the inner shadow. So we'll just draw the distance a bit more. Oh, probably this isn't a good effect with this, but it's kind of like a peeling away effect, peeling away the awesome face. And you could try multiple effects. This looks pretty good already. I think looks kind of like a peeling away the sticker. And yeah, good luck, have fun, see you next time.